Good morning, children. In the last class, we discussed about the various test of significance and how can you perform test, why it is done, and what are the different types of test, etc. Okay. So now we are moving on to discuss an important test, that is chi-square test. So in our usually we are dealing with the quantitative data. Correct, length, height, yield, etc. They are quantitative data. The tests were based on assumption that sample were drawn from normally distributed population, but there are some situations where we have to make assumption about the distribution from samples, from the sample we have drawn. Okay, so in the agriculture and biological research, there are so many other data, that is qualitative data, we have to dealt with, like flower color, seed shape, so on. So while discussing or while dealing such qualitative data, example in the breeding experiments, we need some other type of test. So thus observations that fall into different frequency classes, one has to calculate the expected value to find out is there any deviation between observed and expected frequency. You know, in the Gregor Mendel's experiment, test cross or whatever, dihybrid cross, whatever it may. You know now the ratio of a dihybrid cross, dihybrid test cross is the ratio 1:1:1:1. Okay, now you are performing that experiment and you got some observations. Now you have to test it whether the observed data and the expected frequencies are is there any difference. Clear? So in all genetical study it become necessary to test the significance of overall deviation between observed and expected frequency. Clear? So genetic study, it is a must that we have to find out is there any deviation between observed and expected frequency. Clear? The significant test of this deviation is known as chi-square test. Okay, so chi-square test, it is pronounced as chi-square test, like this. It is pronounced as chi-square test. Clear? And it is represented as like this. You have to remember like this. It is represented like this, x square. This is a Greek letter. The chi is a Greek letter. Okay, and it was first used by Carl Pearson in the year 1900. Okay, first used by Carl Pearson. And the quantity, the x square describes what? This x square describes the magnitude of difference between observed and expected frequency. Okay, this chi-square describes the magnitude of difference between the observed and expected frequency. Okay, difference between observed and expected frequencies. That is very important point in chi-square. Clear? Okay. So the test helpful to find out is there any differences and is the differences are significant or not. Clear? So that is what known as chi-square test. Okay, so let us study the equation chi-square test. X square is equal to sigma, in bracket you can write FO minus FE whole square divided by FE. Understood? Sigma you up to you can write up to here sigma here, FO minus FE whole square divided by F. It's all together sigma. Clear? So what is FO? FO is the observed frequency. What is FE? FE is the expected frequency. Clear? You are taking FO minus FE whole square divided by FE, expected frequency. Understood? Okay. If the observed frequency and expected frequency are identical, the value of x square is 0. If they are identical, value of x square is 0. Okay. So, the possible value of x square ranges upwards from 0. Clear? Okay. So, what are the steps required to find out chi-square? So, first we have to calculate the expected frequency, that is FE. Clear? FE. Now, find out the difference between observed frequency and expected frequency. What is that? second step, FO minus FE. Find out the difference between observed and expected frequency. If the then find out it's a square. Clear? So how you will square it? The third step, FO minus FE whole square. Understood? So find out expected frequency, then find out difference between observed and expected frequency, then square. Clear? Now square this value FO minus FE whole square and divide each value by its respective FE, expected frequency, that is sigma FO minus FE whole square divided by FE. Understood? So this will be the value of x square. Clear? Now you have to compare, so that we already taken the equation how it is, sigma FO minus FE whole square divided by FE. This is the equation. Understood? So this is the way. So find out expected frequency, then minus this expected frequency from observed frequency, square it, divided by expected frequency of each one or each respected value, then find out the total sigma. Understood? Okay, now let us move on to how you can find out its level of significance. You know, you already studied it. There is a tabular value. For chi-square also there is a tabular value. In your logarithm table, in the last pages, you can see t value, z value, f value, x square value. That is the tabulated value. So we have to compare our calculated value with the tabulated value in the given degrees of freedom. I already told you how to find out it. At a level of significance. Usually we are taking 5% or 1% level of significance. Why this level of significance? In order to reduce the type 2 error. Okay. So if we calculated value, if the calculated value x square is less than tabulated value, x square is less than our tabulated value, the chi-square value, that is calculated value, less than our tabulated value at a particular level of significance, then how you will find out it? The difference between observed and expected frequency is not significant. Okay, not significant. Okay, the difference between observed and expected is not significant. When it is not significant, chi-square value, the tabulated value, calculated value x square less than tabulated value. How you will get a tabulated value? This is a already prepared table, and that is having a level of significance and degree of freedom. Find out it. Then if the calculated x square value less than tabulated value, the difference between observed and expected is not significant. Okay. Now, if on other side, calculated value is more than tabulated value. Calculated value is more than tabulated value. What will be your interpretation? The difference between observed and expected value is significant. Clear? If calculated value more than tabulated value, the difference between observed and expected value is significant. Clear? So this is the method to find out x square value. Okay. Now, what about degrees of freedom? How you will find out a degree of freedom? Okay. So degree of freedom in chi-square analysis is calculated by this method. Degree of freedom is equal to, generally it is equal to n minus 1. That is number of observations minus 1. Okay. And it is calculated from number of classes. Okay. It is equal to number of classes minus 1, n minus 1. Degree of freedom is equal to n minus 1. Okay. In most of the Mendelian problems, there are 2 classes, 3 classes, 4 classes, etc. So you can write it, if it is 3 class, 3 minus 1, degree of freedom is 2. If it is 4 class, 4 minus 1, degree of freedom is 3. Okay. Now, usually we have dihybrid test crosses, etc. We will arrange it in a table. That table is contingency table. So we can calculate degree of freedom from that table like this. That equation is degree of freedom from contingency table is degree of freedom equal to r minus 1 into c minus 1. R minus 1 into c minus 1, where r equal to number of rows in the table. Clear? Where c equal to number of columns in the table. Where r equal to number of rows in the table, c equal to number of columns in the table. Clear? So if taken an example, if it is a 2 into 2 contingency table, means 2 column and 2 rows, how you will write it? You can write it 2 minus 1 into 2 minus 1. What will be the answer? 2 minus 1 into 2 minus 1, 1 into 1, answer is 1. Understood? So this is the way we will calculate degree of freedom. Okay, number of classes minus 1, n minus 1. In the contingency table, it is r minus 1 into c minus 1, where r is the number of rows, c is number of column. Okay, so that is the very simplest method to find out a degree of freedom. Clear? Now let us pass on to some problems. Usually it is asking for your practical examinations also. And I will give you some important characteristics of chi-square test. This is mainly based on the frequencies. And the distribution is used for testing the significance of difference between an expected value and observed value. Clear? Then it is formed for every increase in number of degree of freedom. Then it is applied for testing hypothesis and not useful for estimation. Applied for testing hypothesis and not used for estimation. Understood? Now, applications. Very important applications are to test the goodness of fit. Goodness of fit means that we discussed now, that is developed by Carl Pearson. It is used to test whether there is a significant difference between observed frequency and theoretical frequency, like binomial distribution, Poisson distribution, normal distribution, etc. We can determine goodness of fit. That is the first important, to test goodness of fit. We are only dealing with this portion here. Then other applications are test independence of attributes. First one is goodness of fit. Goodness of fit. Second one is independence of attributes. Independence of attributes. And third one is homogeneity. To test homogeneity. To test homogeneity. Last one, to test detection of linkage. Detection of linkage. Clear? So detection of linkage. Last one, goodness of fit. To test independence of attributes, to test homogeneity of independent estimates of population, to test detection of linkage. So these are the very important applications of chi-square test. So like our other test of significance, here also we have to first explain a null hypothesis. We have to first explain a null hypothesis, then we have to explain alternate hypothesis. Clear? And we will work out and find out x square. Then we will calculate x square value. Then from table value, and we will find out is there any difference between, and we will give clear cut interpretation. Okay. So to this I am finishing this class, and now we can move on to our problems. Okay. So have a nice day. Thank you.